I'd like to welcome you to the Mask Awards 2024 interview. I'd also like to extend a congratulations to you for winning. Among
Thanks
a
a lot.
great group of innovators, you've emerged, your idea stood out. And so, as we start, I'd like to ask that you introduce yourself and tell us about yourself. Yeah.
Well, my name is Saksham. Saksham Dixit is my full name, and I am uh I'm from India, but currently residing in UAE, Dubai. And my I like to say year 13, my last year, and preparing to go towards university. And
Mm.
I would like to brush up upon the Mask Awards and my journey up until there. So basically, as a student in high school, like you're always writing all these research papers and curious to know about the topics that are given to you. So I have this one subject in particular as one of my subjects in school, global perspectives. So it all started dating back to year 11, back when I had to submit a research paper to Cambridge actually on a topic of trade and aid. So obviously it's very exhausting and you can't just Google everything to get and put it on a paper and just give it to them. So you have to do thorough research and just give the reference links and construct a proper paper. So this really led me to open up paths to seeing research papers and different problems and solutions that are portrayed on the website and everything. So it really gave me the idea of innovation actually. Like it really started from there. And from shade and aid to now life underwater. So yeah, that's basically how it all came to fruition.
Yeah, so well, you've given a bit of a preamble to your work. But I'd like to know who Saksham is, where do you live? Um, how old are you? Do you study? Do you work? We kind of want a bio on you. Yeah.
Not a but okay, so I'm 17, turning 18 next year in March. Still a student in year 13, obviously. Not employed, hopefully working towards that. I'm sending in the application. I got this quote on just for some job applications in the future. So not working, just a student who's stepping up his game. So that's it.
Mm, that's great. And so one would ask, how did you get to know about Mask Awards?
So well, as I don't have the best of memory, but as my memory serves, I did come across it I think through social media I was really just we're always on our phone, aren't we? And so going through social media, I think I encountered Musk Awards through just like a search engine. Like I was just on Google searching, and then I really looked through the website, and it really showed me like firstly the website is really well constructed, so and very appealing to the eye. So as I was going through and seeing it, it was really appealing to me. And then I was seeing all the art by the previous winners and the previous people that had been shortlisted, and that really innovated me to put my ideas on a bigger stage as well, such as the Musk Awards. So yeah.
Mm. Yeah, and that's really cool because thank you. We take the compliment as mask, all under the works of Allah Tkachuk, who is the founder. And so you've you've mentioned it, but I'd like to dig more. So what motivated you to participate? Because you could easily just have looked at it and left it as it is. But what motivated you to participate in this year's awards? And why the innovation group that you chose? And also you mentioned, basically just tell me why you chose to participate and what entries you put in. Yeah.
Sure. So, why I chose to participate? Well, firstly, came across the website, and obviously, it was really appealing to the eye. And as I went through the content, um, firstly, I would like to say congratulations on what it was before I submitted my entries because for me it really stood out. Not as in like because it was like I saw it was like a non-profit charity organization as well, and
Mm,
I saw a lot of people from schools from different countries giving their ideas on the stage. And me from I saw like previous years there was I think around not no one from UAE as far as I'm informed because I was going to the previous year winners. So I thought maybe I don't think there was anyone from UAE, so I thought maybe I'll step up for this country as well. But that aside, also I would like the progress I've done in my school and the research I've done on my side to be presented on a bigger stage as well. And Mask Awards helped me do that as well. So that's what
mm,
motivated me. And besides innovation as well, I had for innovation, there were three topics. I'm pretty sure for one was regarding poverty, one was life underwater, and the other one I do not recall. But I had submitted a decent amount for all of them. I guess I went a bit overboard with the life about underwater because I had submitted like five of them. So
mm.
yeah, and when I first saw the shortlisted, like everything, like, everyone's writing like one or two sentences, and I wrote the whole paragraph. But I think
Yeah.
I'm just talking too much. But yeah, and for me, I'm really into art, sculpting, and just innovation. I really like reading all this stuff. So I'm really trying to like I'm really into innovation, whether it be in the field of science, art, or anything. Like for example, right now, currently, I'm really into the fashion industry. So I'm looking
Mm.
into clothes and how like how they're made and everything, the material. So it's always a one door leads to another. For example, winning this award really empowered me and encouraged me to try new things, and hopefully that I'll be as gifted as I was in this.
Yeah. So you mentioned that you put in three entries on each of the categories for innovation.
Yeah.
Did you enter into the art section?
Yes, I did. I put in it was like a picture. Well, I
Mm,
don't know how to quite describe it, but it was a picture taken from my camera, obviously, but it sort of depicted uh the visuality of an oil painting, sort of. So I don't know what the art
mm,
style is called specifically, but it was basically a picture that showed the style of oil painting. And
mm. And tell us more about what inspired you about that artwork and the story behind it. But yeah,
well, the
we'd kind
story
of like to
behind
know
it,
the process behind you.
yeah.
Yeah, go on.
Well, the story behind it, well, actually, I wouldn't really say there's quite a inspiring story behind the artwork. You know, well, I would say like I'm really into people observing. I'm really into the human psychology and I like observing people. So whether it be out my apartment window, whether it's just in school looking at people, just like the human nature and observing it and seeing it up close is really fascinating for me. So
Yeah.
what this picture was basically, it was I was just looking outside one of my windows of my apartment, just looking out, nothing to do, obviously, of it on my phone. So looking out, I see a balcony with few guys, just uh, I think it was a Wednesday night, so just a couple guys in the balcony having a meal and drinking something. So for me, well, it was just what I could see to my eyes, but so much of it could be interpreted from like it was a Wednesday, it was a office day, so they were probably stressed, you know, and they're all together on a weekday, with so much stress in
Mhm.
everyone's life, so much that is going on in an individual's life, and they've come together to have a meal, this 30 or 1 hour 30 of just stress relief, kind of. So that really
Mm,
spoke to me and inspired me to take a picture of it, kind of. I don't want to say that I'm just a creep and taking a non-consensual photo, but it is kind of that's what that's the reason behind my art, like the picture at least, and it came out
Mm.
good. So yeah,
It was actually really nice. And it's not, well, people tend to have both entries on arts and innovation, but most of the time you find that they solely focus on innovation or they solely focus on art. And so you were more or less a unicorn and among the few unicorns that were willing to put both entries, and you literally maxed out your chances on both sides,
that was
which
my
is
intention.
which is it's great. I mean, it's literally just taking the risk and throwing it all out there. And I think that is what inspires our mask, where you see young people who kind of just, it's a do or die, not necessarily do or die per se, but they really put into something all that they have and give it all that they got. Yeah. And I really, we really admire that, the fact that you put yourself out there and did all the categories and you're like, this is it, this is me. And so let me just ask, have you ever participated in the Mask Awards before?
No, this was actually my first time.
Yeah, that's great. Congratulations. You got it right at the first shot, yeah?
That's why it kind of felt surreal that it was my first time entering it. Obviously, like you said, I maxed out all the categories and submitted all my innovations and artworks and everything, but that's why it felt sort of surreal that winning it on my first time. So yeah.
Yeah, that is very lovely. And so tying into getting to know more about you, Must Create is all about creativity. Um, and so I'd like to know, what does creativity mean to you?
That's a good question actually. So for me, I'd say a lot of people think they're not creative, or sometimes a lot of people a lot of the misconception people have is, or from what I've observed is, if a guy can draw well, he's creative. If a guy can I don't know, do a particular thing well, he's creative. I would say firstly that's really wrong. I'd say a lot of people are creative in departments that they just don't know of. For example,
Mhm.
I didn't know I could take a picture like that. I
Mhm.
didn't know I could win this award right here. So for me, I feel like a lot of people don't explore what's within them and really don't take the opportunities. They just sit down and observe, but not take any action, really. So I feel like for you to be creative, you really have to push yourself and really find yourself from the within and empower yourself before you try and seek creativity from other people. You can take inspiration from them, obviously, to push yourself harder. But I would say individuality is really important as well. And you just don't have to do, for example, the I've done life underwater. There's so many other stuff you can innovate in. For example, there's artworks, there's the fashion industry, cosmetics. The world is filled with innovation, basically. So I'd say just pick a fruit from the tree and just devour it, and that's it.
That's great.
Okay. Um,
Yeah.
just love the conversation. I'm so inspired by Saksham's creativity and
I'm not.
innovation. I mean, it's good to be a young guy, vibrant, generating ideas that can help people to solve whatever they are facing right now. So just checked your entries and I realized you made a good number of entries. You're so full of ideas, which is a good thing to do. If I'd ask, um, why were you interested in this particular topic? So I see the underwater challenge you gave out, like, was it 5 ideas or something? Yeah. Please tell me, why
Yeah,
were you
4 or 5.
interested in that?
Well, I wouldn't, again, not really that inspiring. As I said already, I was already conducting research on a lot of topics such as trade and aid.
Okay.
So I had come across life underwater as well in the research papers, because obviously I was learning about the economical and financial state of the world in that topic. So I had come across life underwater as well in one of those like a subcategory. So I kept that aside for a while because I was only focusing on one topic at a time. But then afterwards, I kind of dug into it as well. And we're life is underwater, but like we're always surrounded by life underwater that is captured around us. For example, fish tanks and like whenever I go to like for example a hospital, there's always fishes in the tanks. So
Yeah,
and as I said, I'm always observing. So I see that and yeah, so and as well as an animal lover. So that's why it really kind of inspired me and pushed me as well to not keep it aside, but to dig deeper into it and understand what really is happening and how I can push myself and my ideas from myself to the world on a bigger stage. And what I had done was actually read a lot of research papers. So and I wouldn't say like I'm this creative guy who just got everything. No, what I had actually done was go through a lot of research papers because there's a lot of research out there. So I would say to other people, to everyone, to just read a lot of these research papers because what you're essentially doing is after you read so much, you're basically rearranging the furniture in your head to
yeah.
give a new innovative idea, a new layout.
Okay.
So and it gives you a lot of
Yeah, so Saksham, we are talking about your innovative journey. You were telling me about how you do research and all that, how you look at things, and then you come up with ideas in your head on how you can make the world a better place, which is quite inspiring. So, thinking about it, where do you see yourself in the future with it? What do you want to do with your innovation to the society and all that?
Well, where do I see myself in the future is you can never give a clear answer to that. Life is so unpredictable.
Yeah, that's
For
funny.
example, right now, I'm soon to go into university like next year's. Don't even know where I'm applying currently, so I don't know where I'm gonna go, for example. But in the future, I'd like to see myself do something for I wouldn't really say for the world, but like for myself at least on a bigger stage,
Okay.
because sometimes you have all these for example artwork and ideas and whatever it may be, but sometimes people don't bring it to the bigger stage and they don't know what it's worth. So for me, no matter even if the idea is not up to par or not expected from me or whatever, I want it to be shown to people. I want to get their feedback. I want it to be acknowledged, and I just wanna and not I don't want to stay limited to just life underwater, for example. I want to dive into the other sorry, categories as well,
Right.
whether it be like I said I mentioned earlier, fashion, which I'm really currently into. I wanna really dive into literature, maybe one day even write a book,
Yeah.
become an author and incorporate what I've learned from other fields into the field that I'm passionate about at the time.
Okay.
So if I were to give a concise answer where I'd be in the future, I'd say wherever I may be, as long as I'm doing as long as I'm content with myself,
Okay.
I'd be happy.
I mean that's positive and that's honest, which is cool. But I'd also say with the innovations that you have and all the ideas that you have, I'm pretty much sure there are many of them that will change the world. Many of them that will make the world a better place for the society today. So I mean, if you whenever you can get a chance to implement any of them, don't hesitate to do so. Okay.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah. Jumping back into your a little bit of your childhood. Um, did you grow up a creative kid? Did you enjoy creative stuff and all that when you were growing up?
Well, uh, yeah, so sort of kind of. I used to enter art competitions, like as a kid where you draw and then first place, second place. So I used to enter those. I used I used to also recite poems, not necessarily write, but like recite them. Uh, I've always been a good reader, I would say. I wouldn't say I was always this into books, always reading these big research papers. Like obviously it's acquired, so it's acquired taste, but I would find reading interesting from an earlier age, so that obviously helped. And in terms of creativity, actually, I would say up until not recently, I would say I wasn't really necessarily doing anything on such a big scale.
Okay.
Like like for example, like I mentioned earlier before as well, you need to find yourself and push yourself forward because a lot of people don't know they're creative. So I didn't know that as well. So I used to be envious and jealous of people who were, I would say, like naturally gifted.
Mm.
Um, I would look at people who do better than me in academics, for example. I
Yeah,
still do. It's human nature, obviously, but
yeah,
no,
it is.
but now you have to just change your perspective and push yourself forward, sort of.
That's great.
And I would say I wasn't like a gifted child at all. I was never like number one at everything, like a prodigy or
Yeah,
nothing of that sort. I just I just if I'm passionate about something, I'll try my best, and even if I'm not number one, number two, or I'm dead lost, but at least I put my all into what I was passionate about.
yeah.
That's all that matters to me.
No,
So
that's so
yeah.
good. Being that as we grow up, I think most of the childhood years and say maybe some better part of the teenage life is spent in school, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you think about what do you think will be the input of schools in matters creativity on their students? Like how could they improve on that? Or do you think the current systems satisfy or maybe teach the kids to be innovative and creative and all that?
Well, obviously, sort of controversial, but in my opinion, I feel
Yes.
like maybe some schools are doing the work. They're letting kids, the students express their creativity as they want and to whatever extent.
Mhm.
But as far as I've seen, I feel like school really sort of limits your creativity and it doesn't really let you explore a lot of the options. For example, a person could be passionate about art and really good at it as well, but in the grand scheme of things, he's going to be pressured into taking a science subject or something else to, because he's not going to make money. He's going to be told by the teachers and the counselors, you're not going to end up making any money off of it. You're passionate, but so what? It's like at the end of the day, it's it's the money, It's the invisible strings that control you like a puppet. So
Yeah.
I would say I would say they could brush up and say like you can balance the both, try and find like a balance between balancing your passion and your job rather than and your like making money, whatever, then rather than just giving up completely on your passion. Because that's what I see a lot. And I'd say, just like adding after school like clubs, extracurriculars a lot so that people can not like even if you're not a creative person or really not into this, at least you can join and find out what everything is really about and explore because that's
Mm.
what everything is. Just you're just exploring, you're opening different gates and seeing which one is really gonna take you forward in life. So I feel like that's what really needs to be implemented a lot more.
That's great. I like how you think about it and how you look at it. So the final question I'm gonna ask now for the interview is gonna be Saksham, you've participated in Mask and you've brought us some good ideas, which has been great to listen to you. And I mean, you're a great mind. Uh, so I'd like to know what do you feel about Mask Awards, Mask Great as an organization?
Uh, firstly, as I mentioned on the previous questions, when I first came across it, it was really appealing to the eye. And as I went through the content, of course, it inspired me. I saw the entries of the previous winners and the artwork and the innovative ideas before. And that really encouraged me seeing such people from various countries all across the continent really expressing their ideas on a bigger stage. And I feel like what Mask Awards does is empowering, for example, me today. Um, I'm happy, as happy as I could be. Uh, empowering people, and telling them that their ideas are being acknowledged and pushing them forward, giving them that push that they really need, the confidence. So, because a lot of people may have these ideas just as much as I do, but they don't really get the platform, for example. So I
Yeah.
feel like Masterboards is really giving us and a lot of people the platform.
No, thank you. The final question is gonna be, what would you like to say to other 17-year-olds like you, or maybe just young people out here?
You know, no one really likes a show off. If,
Okay,
I know for sure that I wouldn't want another 70-year-old to tell me what to do. So
okay.
I'm gonna say is, you know, just keep doing you, no matter what you're doing in life. But if you're in a bad state or a good
Yeah.
state, you know, time heals everything, and you don't have to do what I did. You don't have to do what the other person did. Just listen to your heart and your mind, and just keep it going. That's it.
Yeah, that's so great, man. I think it's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure talking to you. And I love
Thank you.
how you think and how you've arranged the ideas in your mind. And I know you're gonna do a lot in the
Thank
future
you.
and days to come. Unless Purity has something to say.
I know you don't want to show off and you don't want to get cocky and you don't want people to know that you got a you got a very good brain on your head. Good head on your shoulders.
Yeah.
You literally have a coat and glasses to go with it. Um, I'm inspired by the things you're doing, and
Thank you.
it's people like you that we look for. You're literally the diamonds in the rough, and this is just your first stage. There's a lot more for you, Saksham, and I'm very glad to have met you and to have interviewed you. Mask Create is proud of the work that you're doing. And it's
Thank you.
it's exactly why we move, because we want to amplify the ideas, the creativity, the innovation, the kind of thought process that's moving in this generation, in this day and age. And thank you for coming to this interview. You've been very gracious, despite the few hiccups here and there. It was lovely hearing from you. Yeah, if you'd like to further this conversation, we can share our contacts. But congratulations again, and thank you so much for attending the interview.